As I get older, I can't get over how smart rabbis are. I'm not talking about me or my generation. I'm talking of the rabbis who lived in the times of the Talmud. Let me tell you something they said close to 2,000 years ago that could have been written yesterday and been considered right on target. It's about one of the major issues Jews seem to be confronting these days. Who hates us more, the right or the left? There's hardly a day that I haven't read some opinion piece trying to give the definitive answer to this question. Example, I remember once reading the words from Alan Dershowitz. I quote, "There's no question my biggest enemies are the hard left. The hard left presents a greater danger to the American people than the far right. On the other hand, these are the words of Jewish Pulitzer Prize winning op-ed columnist, formerly from the New York Times, Paul Krugman, who tweeted, "There are three things in life that are certain: death, taxes, and persistence of anti-Semitism. But only one brand of anti-Semitism scares me, and it's not on the left." Now, Krugman and Dershowitz are two extremely intelligent people. They certainly both care about the Jewish people, and yet they're so far apart in this question, a question that our rabbis had the foresight to answer thousands of years ago. It's right there in this week's Torah portion where the Jews are approaching the Red Sea and the waters are swirling before them. And God tells them, "Have no fear." So the Jews go into the midst of the sea, and then the Torah tells us, "Vahamayim lahem choma." The waters were like a wall for them, miyaminam umismolam, on the right and on the left. And from seemingly out of nowhere, based on the fact that here in one place the Hebrew word choma, wall, is not spelled as it usually is with a vav, the rabbis tell us read this not as choma, wall, but chema, hatred. The rabbis are speaking prophetically when they tell us that down through history, the hatred is going to come both from the right and from the left. And now we know they got it just right. According to the latest Global 100 survey conducted by the ADL and coordinated with Ipsos and other research partners, the survey found that 46% of the world's adult population, an estimated 2.2 billion people, harbor entrenched anti-Semitic attitudes. Nearly half of the people in the whole world have anti-Semitic feelings. You thought it's just in Europe or in Canada or in Australia, or no, it's in Africa and in Asia and all over the globe, where there are hardly any Jews living and still they hate us. Let me give you an example of this. Recently, Commentary Magazine featured an article entitled, "China is Building an Anti-Semitic Leviathan." And the writer Seth Mandel, and I quote, says the following: "Within days of the October 7th Hamas attack, Chinese state TV broadcast the claim that America is controlled by a cabal of money-hungry Jews. Let me ask you a question. How many Jews does a typical person living in China know? How many have they ever met? There are nearly 1.5 billion people living in China. How many of them are Jews? 2,500. 2,500 out of 1.5 billion. In other words, Jews are 0.0002% of the population, and they still hate us. They don't know us. They never met us. They have no dealings with us. They're anti-Semites. Why do they hate us? We asked that question for thousands of years. We still haven't come up with a great answer. So let me ask you one more question. The Israeli government just allocated $150 million for Hasbara, for public relations, for telling Israel's side of the story. You think that's going to help? You think that's going to make a difference? Do you think that will win over the right and the left? If you do, remember, I'm from Brooklyn and I have a bridge to sell you. Shabbat Shalom.